Welcome back. After a little bit of a hiatus, we're back to finally have episode 11. So, 11, yes. So we're back into Isle of Dread, and we are going to pick right up where we were after last episode. Our adventurers are traveling into the fabled Isle of Dread. They've landed, they've conquered the evil black dragon Velvantis, they've allied themselves with the Rakasta, and they have begun marching over the mountain range to get to the center plateau of the island itself. Once they battled these giant cyclops and these terrafolk, and they finally got to this giant mountain range where they could kind of see into the distance. And what they saw is they've been following this river that fed from the ocean inland, and they kind of felt that was going in the direction they needed to go. They see in the distance, basically the island itself is like this caldera where there's a giant water mass in the center of the island, and there's another island inside the island itself. So think of the island as a giant like horseshoe, and you have another island on the center of it. So now they kind of see their destination, the high plateau that they've been chasing after for the last several months. Or games. It feels like months. It's been months. They are finally seeing their destination. So, as a quick reminder of where we are, the reason that they've traveled here is because they're on this quest to return this amulet to the hearth, to the whatever it is that Umberly is upset about, was about returning this to the island. And they have just been giving these clues to go to the center of the island. So Mcgrunden has been carrying this amulet from the very beginning, from the very first session. Actually, the session 0 is when he got it, and everything has been pushing them to go to the island. They've traveled from Faerun to Mystara. They've gotten to this place, and now finally they see their destination. And while it is close, it also seems very far. So they are going to spend the next several days traveling through the mountain range, but now they can at least see the direction that they're going. They actually can see the goal is now in sight. What's going to happen once they get to this water mass, once they get to the island, is still a big question mark. But we've spent a little time out of game kind of like saying, okay, what are we doing going up to this point? So is there anything that y'all want to do over the next few days as we're traveling through this mountain range, getting closer to this giant mass of water? So we'll kind of go. Now, I know we'll start with Danny. Now, your character has been collecting herbs, and you actually, Glendon, found some things in the previous adventure, and you were able to kind of make some potions with that. So that's one of the things that you've been working on. Is there anything else that Glendon wants to be doing over the next couple of days as you're traveling inland?
Just be on the lookout for herbs and stuff. Same thing.
Give me a quick survival check.
All right, so this is +2.
Perfect. You find something called Briarthorn. You find a lot of Briarthorn as you've been going through the mountains. It seems to be pretty plentiful. And you've basically found, we'll say, 4 different collections of this. So you've got enough for 4 servings or concoctions with Briarthorn. So that's what you're going to be doing over the next couple of days. Is there anything that you want to be doing with Felgar over the next few days as well?
Oh yeah, well, we get our prayer on, our conversion on.
Right, he has begun following the path of Myliki, and every day he goes on a spiritual walk. Once y'all have camped, he kind of goes on a spiritual walk around. Kind of walk me through, what does this prayer time look like for y'all?
It's walking and philosophizing about religion. I also want to know where he's coming from, his other religion, and why he feels he wants to change over, but also probably know the tenets a little bit more him of the religion. So I'm just teaching him about.
He seems real fuzzy on the whole tenets thing. He's more He's more rage-filled and zealous in his approach, where you're more like, we must defend the wood. He is more like, we must attack anyone who might consider being a threat to the wood. He's more offensive in his belief. It's not that he's wrong. He's just looking at it from a different perspective. And that's
The
been
wood
kind
must
of
retake the rest of the world.
right. It's been very, like very offensive compared to your defensive take. So that's been kind of the kind of give and take y'all been going back and forth with.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, it's kind of like a yin yang.
Yeah. And as far as his other religion, his previous, it really wasn't religion as much as like a series of superstitions that were kind of passed down. So it doesn't really conflict. It almost like he's kind of merging the two together in a way. It's more like his belief now in Myliki has kind of given him purpose and direction. And he's just kind of taking this other stuff that he believes in and just kind of melding it together. It's kind of almost like a hodgepodge, if it makes sense.
Okay.
Just kind of making it fit where it would. So that's what you're going to spend the next couple of days doing. Mcgrunden, what are you doing over the next couple of days as you're traveling?
I'm trying to get more familiar with this cat that I'm riding.
Coco. No, your friend, the Rakasta?
I mean, hey, either way. No,
I see what you did there.
The mount that I have.
Right. So
hoping to get more comfortable with riding into combat.
Okay, all right. So you're definitely spending some time working on like animal handling checks, things like that, just to get better at. Riding it is very different just because of how athletic it is, and not in the sense that like riding a horse is, not to say that a horse isn't athletic, but this thing moves differently.
It's very agile.
It's very agile. It's more apt to move side to side, or just the way it feels. It's lower to the ground, but it also seems like it has a faster burst of speed. So you've just been kind of working with that in case something happens and you need to, run into combat again. You're working on that. Is there anything else that you want to be doing over the next couple of days outside of just kind of getting used to riding this giant cat?
No, other than that, just Mcgrunden has been especially quiet as we're kind of approaching the high plateau, just kind of reflecting inward as well.
All right, so with that, what is our Triton friend been doing? What has Finn been up to over the next couple of days?
Well, how far do we have down to the water?
You go through stints where you don't see it, and then once you kind of begin to slope down, you can see it pretty easy. So you've got a couple of days. So basically what we're doing is we're kind of montaging the 2 days that you're going to take to get up to that point where you're actually at the water. I just want to see, what are we doing between now and the water?
Well, I'm going to continue doing what I've been doing, which is to kind of scout ahead.
Okay.
And to use the moving through the shadows. I'm also going to try to perhaps do a little tracking to see if I can figure out how the wildlife differs in this area from where we have been.
One of the things that you notice up here is the wildlife is very sparse. Into the second day, as you've been tracking about, not only is it sparse, but you also see giant scorch marks everywhere. And it's not like a wildfire. It's very haphazard where the scorch marks are. And there's not a lot of larger animals about. You see a few small lizards, a few things flying about, snakes here or there, but nothing big.
How strange.
All right, so...
I wonder if we're near one of the other dragons.
Yeah, we know that there's other dragons in this area. Is there anything we can do, or perhaps use Volo to try to figure out if this is what we're seeing?
Yes, you could. So Volo, and you also have Barnabas as well at your disposal. Volo. Yes, Volo will make a nature check. It does look like dragon breath. You can just see how the intensity as it hits the ground. It does look like a fairly large dragon, a fire-breathing dragon, has been about.
You can see its dragon-like intent.
It's just the scorch marks, how it hits the ground.
Oh,
And he kind of points out there's actually points where that scorch mark, if you kind of get up and like look down at it, there's actually like it craters the ground, so it actually has like an impact crater of where it's hitting. So one of those things you wouldn't think to see, but as he kind of looks and kind of backs you up and kind of look like he's basically standing down on a rock and looking down, you can see like these impact craters of where this dragon had basically toasted something.
That's pretty cool.
ooh, I bet was it Bramorax?
It was.
The name?
It was
The greedy red dragon.
Bravorax. Bravorax.
Oh, Bravarax. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. So
Red dragon.
well, definitely want to keep a watch for that.
Okay.
I
Does
also
Volo,
wanna
what does Volo know about red dragons?
They're very nasty. Hunters, territorial in nature. Probably the greediest of the bunch.
Okay.
They also.
All right, Wes, go ahead.
This area does not seem like where a red dragon would live. He's obviously out hunting. They generally like volcanoes or badlands or sulfur.
Okay.
Caldera is kind of a volcano.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Perhaps he lives under the water? That wouldn't be. That would be odd.
I also want to look for any freshwater areas to see if there's anything to explore the whole time.
The only thing the others that you see freshwater wise up this way is you look down like a massive cliff ledge. You do in the distance you can see the river that's flowing from the ocean into the caldera itself. Outside of that, you don't see a lot of water up in the mountain range. You know, you might see like an occasional like mountain spring or something like that, but nothing you know that you go swimming around in.
Well, I want to continue my point man.
Okay. Is there anything that you would like to do with Barnabas during this 2-day stint?
It would be a good idea to try to get an idea of what we're walking into with this necklace.
Okay. What specifically would you like him to do?
What do you foresee as the outcome of our reaching the plateau?
Well, if you'd like me to, I could roll the bones and see what we see.
Roll them bones.
Road and
Oh, I will. All right. All right, so he sits down. This is the first night after the giant battle with the Cyclops. Just sitting around the campfire. He pulls out his turtle shell shield that he flips over, as you've seen him do a few dozen times at this point. And he goes, "Oh, mighty Severus, so give us an idea of what we are venturing into." And he rolls the dice, and let's do a religion check.
Come on, no 7.
Oh, I'm not seeing much.
That
It's
is seven.
almost as if it's blocked. Like it's very odd. I'm not able to see past the journey ahead. I see, and he's looking around. He goes, "There's something awful in the water in front of the island itself. I see that as a great challenge, but the island itself, it's as if either I or Severus cannot even see what is there."
Give him a D4. And it does nothing.
Unchanged, but I appreciate the gift of my league.
Huh.
I will guide you
Wait a
now
minute.
that your fortune has been told.
Let's focus more on the water.
Oh, okay, I can try again if you like. Glendon, give me some of that extra love from my leaky.
Yeah, here we go. 15 and a 4.
I see now. A mighty guardian protects those waters. It will be quite a challenge, and I dare say maybe death may befall us if we try to get past this guardian.
I wonder if it's that water dragon.
No. It's bigger than that.
Bigger?
It's quite large.
Kraken?
Finn, I think this might be one of your friends.
I'm interested. You had my curiosity. Now you have my attention.
Is there any wildlife whatsoever around?
Yes, there is. You could find small lizard snakes. You want to go? You want to go looking around for something?
Oh, I want to speak to one of them. Yeah.
All right, that you can do. Give me a.
Try to find a snake since they can swim.
You want to find a snake? All right, so you go around. Give me a survival check.
All right, that is a plus 2. All right.
I've got a snake, man.
With 4.
You easily find a small constrictor snake. You go around, you start tossing rocks and boulders around, and sure enough, you see a small little constrictor snake, maybe 1.5 feet long. And as soon as you do it, he just goes.
All right, well, I'm going to cast Speak with Animals
Okay.
on him. And just say, Finn, just chime in if you want me to ask him anything. So, little friend, there seems to be a great guardian in these waters. Do you know anything about it?
Waters. Where is water?
Okay.
Do you mean the big?
What's causing these?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Do you mean
Go.
the big flying one?
I mean the red dragon?
Yes, red dragon. Yes.
Okay. We know that's above us. What else? How often does this dragon come around, and are these scorched? Has he been here recently?
Oh, he only comes out at night. The great mountain king protects the mountains during the day.
He's the mountain king. Okay.
Quite large.
We're still on the mountains, or they're right behind us?
You're in the mountains.
Right.
Daytime
Do you know
or
any
nighttime?
hidden?
It's nighttime.
Know any hidden ways through this mountain, or is there know of any inhabitants here, like the Cyclops
All right,
we fought earlier?
you're throwing a lot of big words around he's just a simple snake. He kind of looks at you like.
All right. What else should I ask him? I was hoping he was a water snake. All right. That's all right. Know about the dragon and that it is out during the night. So maybe no fires.
Good point.
Y'all want me to ask him before he slithers off?
So he knows nothing of what's in the water.
He doesn't really venture down that way.
Okay.
What does the Mountain King look like?
That's a good one.
What exactly are you asking?
What does the Mountain King look like? Is that the red dragon?
No. He walks around like you, but much, much bigger.
You have one eye or two?
Bigger than the dragon.
So, Glendon is having this conversation.
Yeah.
I'm asking
Okay.
him.
Yeah, we're talking. Oh.
Is he does he have one eye or two? Is it bigger than the dragon?
2. The dragon is afraid of the Mountain King. Why, he only comes at night.
Mostly.
It's horrifying. Oh. Wow. I'm gonna ask Volo, does he have any input at something that could be huge that could terrify a dragon?
A giant? Mountain giant? Hill giant? Storm giant?
Right.
Some type of titan?
They would track Cyclops too, wouldn't they?
Possible. Ask your friend. Well, is it bigger than the Cyclops?
Is the Mountain King bigger than Cyclops?
What is
Cyclopes.
What is a cyclopes?
Cyclops.
One eye.
One eye. Big. One eye.
Oh, much bigger.
I'm going to tell Volo, yeah, it's much bigger, he says.
Well, whatever it is, I suggest we get out of the mountains as fast as possible.
That's a good plan. All right.
But the Mountain King will protect us.
Are we in his halls?
Oh, yeah, Snake, are we in his halls right now?
Just the hall of the Mountain King, sorry.
Yeah.
All of the mountain is his realm.
How would we go about
Mostly.
attracting this Mountain King to come see us?
Oh, well, are you his guest?
We're trying to be. Yes, we are.
Oh,
You lying to a snake.
give me a deception check.
As the goody two shoes paladin,
We're gonna
tries
have to kill
lie
the
to
snake.
Satan. Yeah. All right. All right. This is a +4 with guidance.
All right, so you can't guidance here because the guidance is concentration, and you're already using beast.
Oh yeah. Okay.
All right. It doesn't matter. So you say that, and he kind of looks at you, goes, I probably would be fast, friend. Get through the mountains quickly.
Okay.
Well, it's just picturing him talking to the snake, and we can't understand a word he's saying. And then all of a sudden, he just snaps its neck. He knew too much.
All right. Well, thank you, friend.
No witnesses.
Yeah.
All right. And with that, is there anything else we want to do on this night of camp?
No.
Okay. All right. So day 2, y'all continue traveling down. Y'all get down out of the mountain range, and at this point, we're gonna move forward. You're at towards the middle. It's like late afternoon of this day. You're gonna make it to the water. Is there anything that we want to do before we get up to the water?
We're gonna start like taking strips of like saplings and stuff like that. The kind of thing that we would need to make a raft, like the bindings between the logs,
Sure.
stuff that I can pick up along the way.
So you start doing that. As you're getting closer, a Coco looks over at you and goes, I think this is close enough. This is where our journeys will diverge. You will go on now without me. I dare not go near that island.
All right, be careful going back through the mountains.
Yes, I will stay here and wait for you if you like, but I will not venture forward.
Well, we won't force you to come with us, but you may be safer here than traveling back without us.
I will stay
It's,
camped here.
It's up to you.
I will keep our mounts here. You go on foot.
Oh, the cat can't come with me. All right, that's fine.
All right, and
Keep the giant cat.
she keeps both the cats and basically makes camp. And she can hunt the wood. She can stay near here. She's basically she's backing out at this point. She's done everything she could. She will wait. I will give you several days. If I do not hear from you, I will return. And she's saying this very brokenly because she's kind of picked up some of your language over the last couple days. Volo's kind of helping, but she's picked it up.
Right.
Very well. How far are we from the water at this point?
Hour.
Okay.
How far is the island out in the water?
It's hard to tell. I mean, you're probably looking at 300, 400 yards. 3 or 4 football fields.
Okay.
So it's not too far. We're not going to be out on the water for like half a day or something.
No.
Methinks if I have to, I could outswim something with a haste potion. And lead it on a chase around the island. Play the Benny.
I'm gonna pass. I'll pass Finn the potion of haste. We'll play hot potato with the haste potion for now.
Okay. All right. So what do y'all want to do?
I'm gonna
do you more good in the water than it'll do me.
We make like a makeshift raft. Spend the day.
All right.
doing
So
that?
at this point, are y'all down by the water at this point?
We make our way down to the water.
Okay. All right. So you get down to the water. As you get down to this beachhead, you're looking around, and the beach itself, it is sandy, but it's also a lot of rock, and you see a lot of crustacean, like kind of skirting about, crabs, things of that nature. Definitely feel that this is definitely saltwater, just from looking at how the water is coming in. It's not a lake; it's actual being fed from the ocean itself. Off to your right, there seems to be some old, forgotten structure. Roof is off of it. Very small, maybe 6 foot by 6 foot, like cube, and it looks like some type of sandstone that's carved off to your right, and then in the distance you just see, like I said, 300-400 yards out, you see this massive island. So what do y'all want to do?
Curious about this structure.
Okay.
About how far away did you say the structure was?
You're probably looking about 30 feet to your right.
Okay, so it's right there.
Yeah, it's right there. Yeah.
All right,
You wouldn't have seen it from any vantage point that you were at. You had to basically kind of come down and look and go, oh, look. There's like these like giant dunes kind of thing. And you look and you see like, oh, look, there's like a small like sandstone structure.
Okay, I'm going to start building a raft while Finn goes and checks out the structure.
Okay. All right, so
I'll start on the raft.
All right, so you're on raft duty. Feligar is going to help you with raft duty, getting timbers and things together. Barnabas, he's just kind of sitting back, kind of looking over everything. You see him like reaching over and he grabs like one of these like small little crabs, and he's kind of like looking at one of the crabs. Volo is up front with Finn. He's very interested in the structure as well. Glendon, what are you doing?
All right, so I thought we were down at the beach with the horses. So
The horses are no, sorry, the cats. The cats are back.
Yeah. So before we have left, I want to tell my unicorn that it can communicate with me.
Right, I forgot you had the
over
unicorn.
a mile. And I'm going to tell unicorn, or I'm going to tell Coca that do her best to communicate with the unicorn if you need to,
Okay.
because that way it can. It's like
care
a
about
telephone
nobody.
to us, you know. And if she needs to leave, the unicorn tells me, or
I totally forgot you had the unicorn. Right, so I understand. You've
she
got
can
kind
kind of keep tabs on us as well.
Right.
If she can communicate with it, I don't know if
Right.
she can.
She probably can. Some.
Yeah.
Okay, so unicorn is back. So now, what are you doing on the beach?
I think we go look at this structure. It looks man-made. It doesn't look natural, right?
No, it definitely looks man-made. It's carved.
Okay. I'll ask Volo if he wants to go.
Yeah, Volo he's right up there with
Finn.
him. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Let's check it out.
Okay. All right, so Finn is up first. Finn, what are you doing? You were kind of leading and scouting, so you see it first. You're over there. Volo is behind you, and then behind that is Glendon. So we'll kind of go to Finn first. So Finn, as you're going over to the structure, what do you see?
I'm walking in. What do I see?
Oh, okay. Sorry. So as you go and you look, you see, like I said, it's a 6x6. Like the roof is gone. It looks like it's definitely been lost to time. It's hard to tell from your estimate how old the structure is. As you look on inside, there's not like there's nothing inside it outside of like sand and rock. It is the lost remnants of centuries or millennia ago. There was some type of structure here. It doesn't look like it would be something someone would live in. Maybe it's like a fishing hut, temporary structure. It's not large enough to be a domicile. So that's what you're looking at.
I'm going to ask Barnabas if he can ask Severus, since Severus is the one of time, to give us an idea of what this structure was when it was newly built.
Okay, so Barnabas goes over and he starts looking over and he goes, well, I can. And he kind of starts. He's walking and he's kind of doing this prayer talk as well. He will actually cast guidance on himself.
Nice.
And then religion. Okay. He looks over. He goes, well, the sands of time have definitely fallen over this quite a good bit. This is at least a millennia old. Many centuries it's been here. And he looks, he's like, I sense the ghost of humans that lived here long ago. Volo is also over. He's taking a look at it. He's going to do his best to determine what it is as well. Totally lost. This is nothing I have ever seen before. It's
Thanks,
strange.
Volo.
It's primitive in make. Barbaric tools were probably used. Nothing of consequence. Glendon, what would you like to do?
All right. I'm gonna do divine sense. See, it's basically detect good and evil.
Okay.
If there's anything around.
All right. So
Since
you
you said ghost.
right. As soon as you said ghost, you're like, wait, whoa. All right. So you immediately start sensing that. You as you kind of scan about, there's nothing coming here. But you do sense something very, very evil, but it is far. It is beyond your range of what you can do.
Gotcha.
But you do sense a great evil is about, but it is not anywhere near you. It's almost like you catch the like a hint, like almost like a smell against the wind, and it seems to be emanating from the island. So there is something of great evil on the island, but like I said, that's way beyond your range. You're like looking about and you just kind of like you snap and you kind of look towards the island, like you
It's
sense
that vast.
it's something horrible is on that island.
Gotcha. Okay.
Lovely.
Finn.
I'm searching the ruins to see if I can find anything.
Okay, give me an investigation check.
I clicked there. 2.
Okay. No, you don't. As you're looking about, you're just basically like stumbling around. There are some rocks. Some of them are loose. You pull one of the rocks up. You are surprised to see about a dozen crabs just like skirting out from under it, and you're kind of like taken back, like, whoa, there's just a lot of crabs that are just like buried under this rock. Other than that, you don't really see anything else. It's very hard to determine what the use of this building would have been: an outpost, a fishing village, or hut, or something. It's just hard to tell. It's out of place. And one of the things that you do notice is that the stone that you're seeing here looks foreign compared to the stone that lines the rest of the beach. Like almost like the stone that was made this was carried here. And with that, Mcgrunden, is there anything else you're doing other than working on a raft?
You make it sound so boring.
Well, I just
no, but
it's not boring. It needs to be done.
It needs to be done. No, but my echo has been manifested, and it's just standing on the edge of the water,
Okay.
kind of looking out at the high plateau.
Okay.
If I get some downtime while I'm waiting for so Felgar goes off to get some more logs to build this raft. We're kind of out of them. We've bound together what we could. I'll take a look. I walk up and down the beach, see if I see anything interesting, or as they're checking out that building.
Investigation check.
At some point, I want to investigate the shallows too.
Okay. We'll come back to that. Okay.
It is a mighty 11.
You are walking about. As you are about to take a step when Felgar reaches out and grabs you by the shoulder and pulls you back. You look down, and what you see is a gigantic indentation in the ground. It looks like a giant footprint. I mean, a massive, probably 12-foot footprint.
You see, Felgar, this is why I don't wander off when I have raft building duties. I'll get to start searching around, see if I see another footprint other than that one.
Felgar looks down and he goes, "Oh, this is old. This is not new. This has been here, I'd say 2 days."
2 days. Interesting.
A foot this big would be a large
And
stride.
can you make anything of it? Hill giant, possibly storm giant?
No, there's no foot. It's
Not a foot.
No, it's not a boot. It's there's no shoe. It's almost animalistic in nature.
They're like claws or talon marks.
Don't say claws or talon marks. It's very, very big, almost like a hand.
Dragon, perhaps?
It could be, but I don't see it. Big. There's no marks where talons would have driven into the earth.
Interesting.
I don't think so. No.
All right, we'll grab the rest of the logs. We'll circle back with Glendon and
We
and
should
Finn
make haste.
All right.
So he goes. He's like, please, and he's like grabbing these giant logs and he's kind of like dragging them back. So there's a good 20-30 minutes are spent between y'all are able to make a raft pretty quickly. This is not hard. So y'all pull these things together. You're tying this all together. It's all you've got to do is basically you don't need a sail. You don't need oars. You've got Finn. You just need something that floats and they can carry you. So this is super easy.
I am proficient in water vehicles.
And you are proficient in water vehicles. You're like, yeah, I
Every
got
time I talk
this.
to a submarine, you're the captain.
That's
Right.
right.
So y'all managed
the
to pull all
captain.
this together. Now, as this is happening, Glendon, you are still looking into the distance. Something is bothering you from the island. You got a sense of it. It has now left, and you're just like, what was that? Mcgrunden, you're back farther away from the shoreline, and you kind of feel this like twitch, and you look over, and you see your shadow, your echo, Mavok, is actually by the shoreline, and he begins backing up and going for his glaive.
Okay. I will pull my glaive as
Finn,
well.
what is your passive perception?
Where is that?
Bottom left, front page, under senses.
14.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Okay. Perception.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you look. The water is churning and moving, and you can see the tiniest ripple effect that no one else would sense, but you sense it. That something very large is moving under the water in front of you, and it's moving towards the shore.
I'm going to shout out, back up, back away from the water.
Okay. And with that,
I will roll initiative.
this
Ah!
giant crab comes bursting out of the water. And when I mean giant, I mean gargantuan. This thing is like the size of a building as it comes just like crashing out of the surf itself. Fortunately, because of Finn being able to see it, everyone backs up. There will not be a surprise round for the crab. We will actually enter true initiative, so everyone will go act on the initiative. So just give me a second. No rolls yet. Let me get up the turn order.
That's a big crab.
It was almost as big as Kim Kardashian's.
What?
Her crabs.
Okay.
Yes.
That is a big crab. All right, so let me go ahead and get everybody out on here first. So let's get Volo is back here. Barnabas is here. Feligar way back here. We don't need Korik. We don't need characters. We need Finn, Glendon, and Mcgrunden. And
my echo.
The skiff.
My echo as well, right? I can.
There you go. That's exactly where I would think he is. All right. Okay. So you have this gigantic crab coming out, this gargantuan crab coming out of the water. Barnabas goes first. He will charge, because that's what Barnabases do. 5, 10.
Barnabas or Feligar?
I get that confused. I'm sorry. Wait a minute.
I was going to say, Barnabas is charging in.
Barnabas is first. He's going to move to here. And he's going to ask for, Midas Severus, would you please bless my comrades? And with that, Glendon, Finn, Volo, and Barnabas will all be blessed. So basically not Feligar or Mcgrunden, because y'all are out of range. So that's what he's going to do. Then Feligar, I apologize, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's going to run
Charge of the Minotaurs.
He's going to run to here. And he cannot reach it, but he will throw a javelin. And the javelin sails off into the distance. It does actually hit the mountain of crab. It just doesn't do anything. It bounces off of its shell. And with that, we go to Mr. Glendon.
I'm gonna let's see. All right, I'm gonna invisible myself, and for the fear bulg.
The bonus action invisible. Okay.
Yeah. And then let's see. What are these? Are these 10 feet squares?
No, they're 5.
Okay.
If they were 10 feet squares, that would be the biggest crab.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out where to go here. 10, 15, 20, 25.
I haven't seen
30.
crabs that big since Danny's ex.
I know, right? Let's see here. Okay, that's as far as I can get.
Editing. All right, so you invisible, and then you run up. Okay, so you're now invisible, and you've run up. Now what are you gonna do?
I guess I'll slash at it.
All right, so because this is going to end your invisibility, but you will get advantage on this attack.
Right.
So, all right, so attack with advantage, roll with advantage, with your magic sword, your magic longsword, if I'm correct.
This is +7. Bless.
Roll again, because it is advantage.
Okay.
Just in case you get the crit. All right, so the 13 plus 7 is a 20. That will hit.
Okay.
20 will hit.
And smite.
Okay.
As well.
What level?
Let's burn a 2. I want to put this thing down. It is so big, it's scaring the.
Okay. Calling forth my leaky. We have a smite on our hands.
So it's D8 plus 4.
Mm-hmm. So, all right, so that's going to be 9, and then roll another 3d8 for smite. So 20 total damage. All right, so you go and as you go and you slash, you actually end up cutting like its left like claw. You find a mark right between its giant shell, and you cut through it. You see blood kind of gushing out of the side of it. You hear it kind of squeal. As you're looking about, you notice that this giant shell that it has, it seems to be moving as tons of other smaller crabs are moving around its back.
Ooh, mama.
All right. And with that, we will go to Volo. Volo is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to move back here. And he's going to basically survey the situation, and he is going to tell Finn, I would attack it where Glendon did. It's weak there. So you have Bardic Inspiration, so you get a D6 on your next attack. Or you just you have a floating Bardic Inspiration. You can use it whenever after you've rolled the dice. Saving throw or attack. And with that, we'll go to Finn. Actually, hold up. You know what I forgot to do? I didn't roll for the crab. I guess that's important.
Minor details.
It's at an 8.
At last.
All right, so because Finn wins on the dexterity of the crab, Finn will go and then the crab will go.
How high up is the back of the crab?
How high up? 20, 25 feet.
Jeez.
That's a tall crab.
So really, all we're attacking at, we can't strike at its head. We're striking at its claw.
Or its legs.
Where did Danny hit?
He hit the arm, the left arm.
Okay.
Snake don't really have parts.
So if I'm here, am I flanking?
I'll give you flanking, yes.
All right.
But you're basically running right in the middle of it. I mean, you're right in front of it.
Yeah. I mean, does it really matter if I'm to the left of it or
Not
to the...
really, no.
No. All right. So I'm going to go right here.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark.
Your prey has been marked.
Okay. So that's my bonus action.
Okay. Okay. So you've moved, bonus action, attack.
Right.
And you have extra attack now, so you attack twice.
Yeah. I'm going to attack and yeah, okay, let's attack first. I got an idea.
Okay.
So can't tell which one of these is this one.
All the dice come crashing down. All right, so the 18 will hit, and we'll do 6 points of damage.
Plus a d6.
Plus a d6. The Fang of the Deep main hand will do 10 points of damage.
Okay.
All right. Anything else?
I'm going to attempt to stun it.
Figure as much. What's the DC on that?
I believe it was no, it's not 15. What is it? It's been a minute since I've done this. Attack. Bonus action. It's not a bonus action. It's a reaction. Attack. I gotta remember how this works.
I'm going to fail it. It doesn't matter. I failed it.
Yeah, DC 15.
Yeah, I failed. It's stunned.
Yes.
So a stunned thing does what now? It loses its action next turn.
Mm-hmm.
And
all attacks have advantage against it.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to attack it again with my regular attack.
Okay.
So this is which is not the offhand, it's another main hand, right?
It's just another main hand, correct.
I'm not sure that I rolled the right thing. We'll see. Holy crap, that was wrong.
Yeah, just
Holy
completely
smokes.
redo that. None of that is right.
Yeah, it like lagged on my end, and then all of a sudden it just came out.
He's just over here
Disregard.
clicking.
This is what we're doing.
At
All right.
13, nothing.
No, that won't hit. No. Okay, but it is stunned, and it will go to its turn. Now it will not get an action because it is stunned.
Wes, were you blessed?
Huh?
I was
Wes blessed? You could spend your bless on it.
Is it worth it?
Oh,
It's
it's automatic. Just roll a d4. Yeah, you've got a 13. It's not like you blow it. You always have it.
One.
Yeah, that can happen. 14 won't hit. Okay. Unless you want to use Bardic Inspiration, you could roll another d6.
Sure, why not? 1. Let's go ahead and get all those out of the way.
Nope, won't. 15 will not hit. All right.
Okay.
So
You do have a +1 to your saving throws now because you're 10 feet with close to me. I always forget about that.
Oh, that's right, because the Paladin R is in effect. Okay, so now it is stunned. It's its turn. Now, as you stab it with it, your blade manages to cut the same place. It kind of roils back, and it brings its two giant mandibles kind of in to kind of protect itself. It's just that's how it reacts as it gets stabbed. It loses its action, kind of like pulling in. You're able to kind of duck out of the way as it does that. So it doesn't get an action this turn, but all of the crabs on its back begin launching themselves out and become like this giant swarms of crabs on the ground. So let me go grab them.
Good.
Sin.
So these are going to represent swarms of crabs. All right, so they basically just launch off of its back. As all these crabs kind of go together, there's one swarm that lands right behind Glendon. It will go to attack Glendon. It will have advantage on the attack. 20 to hit. Oh, I'm sorry, 21. 21 to hit. 21 hits?
21 does.
21 does hit.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that's my AC.
Yeah, that's what I got. All right. So take 7 points of damage from the swarm of crabs. You're just basically getting overrun with crabs. They're everywhere. You are completely covered in crabs at this point. Just another weekend at Daytona. All right, and now one is going to run up to Feligar. It's going to attack Feligar. The swarm of crabs will miss. Another one is going to run up to Mavok. 11 hit Mavok?
It does not.
Wow. And then one is going to run up and try to hit Barnabas. And it will not. All right. And with that, we go to Mcgrunden's turn.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay.
Now I'm going to unleash my breath weapon on these swarms of crabs.
Oh, snap. They are in a line.
Oh, snap, indeed.
They are in a line.
Indeed.
Very good.
That is a DC 14, sir.
All right.
Dex save.
Let me roll it 3 times.
Crabs are known for their dexterity.
Right. All right. So
Swarms of them, however.
swarms of them. All right. So the very last one is going to pass. The two up here fail. Roll your damage.
What is my damage at this point for my breath weapon?
4d6 because of how many gems you've collected.
4d6. Excellent. Last. Ooh. Not fabulous, but 8 damage.
All right. So
and then 4 to the one that passed.
All right. So what is going to happen here? The swarms of crabs that failed, they get absolutely obliterated by your lightning. You just breathe this thing out. You just see pieces of crabs just going everywhere as they just absolutely explode. The one in the back is, you still kill several of the swarm in front of Barnabas. There's still some there. So you do manage to just unload and thin the herd, as it were. Is there anything else that you want to do on your turn? I just love the visual of you running up and just letting out this giant lightning that arcs through and kills all these things.
And then Mavok will go into the water a little bit.
Okay.
We'll start wading in.
It is not.
And that's it.
Your Echo does not care about difficult terrain.
Excellent.
It just walks through. It's like a shadow of itself. Remember, it's just kind of walking through it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He can't do much, so I'm not gonna have him engage quite
I
yet.
understand. All right. Barnabas, on the other hand, Barnabas is now going. He is engaged with the crab, and I can't remember which cantrips he has. He's going to try to call down the flame of Midas Savrus.
Midas Savrus.
And
Much better than regular Savrus.
Much better than regular Savrus. All right, so with this, it's enough. It only had 1 point left. So this giant fire just falls out of the sky and just obliterates the remaining crabs in front of him. And with that, he's going to kind of skirt back and kind of get next to Volo. And with that, that is Barnabas's turn. Feligar is going to run forward. He will rage, and he will make his attack. This will not be with advantage. Is going to miss. He will then swing around and attack again with his War Domain Cleric ability to attack again.
I thought this was Feligar.
Yes, Feligar.
He's a War Domain Cleric?
He is a War
He's
Domain.
now.
He's got 1 level in War Domain Cleric. He multi-classed. Yeah, so that will hit.
Nice.
All right, so he gets a D12, and because he's a Zealot, he also gets a D6 on top of that. So it's going to be 9 plus... Hold up.
What a zealous war cleric.
A Zealous War Cleric. All right, so that's going to be 19, 11, 12, 13 damage. Yes, after Velvantis, everyone, Barnabas and Feligar leveled. Barnabas took another level in his base class, and then Feligar, because of what happened, he is now a cleric of Myliki, a War Domain cleric of Myliki.
Spreading the wood.
Right.
Through whatever means necessary.
Right. And with that, we will go to Glendon.
All right.
Hang on a second. I just realized that first attack of his should be with advantage because, and it would have hit, because it is stunned.
It's stunned. Yeah.
All right, so it's this plus 3.
Stunning.
Whoa, that
Yes.
matters. That matters. All right, so Feligar landed both of his mighty attacks and crunched the crab. So he's attacking the other arm. He's got both of the mandibles kind of in. And now with that, we
Mighty
go to
Maliki.
Glendon.
All right. Thing behind me doesn't worry me as much. I think we got to put this thing down.
Okay.
We're going to swing and swing.
Okay. Give me 2 swings. Swing number 1. This will be with advantage because it is stunned.
And also, I'm flanking.
And you
so
flank, so all the advantage.
+7.
The 18 plus 7, 25, that will hit.
All right. Should I just go ahead and roll the next one?
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
All right.
Right.
So we have 2 attacks, one of which will be a critical strike.
We're definitely gonna smite on the crit.
Okay. What about the first one?
I don't know if I want to burn all my smites. Yeah, we're gonna burn them. All right, let's do it. So
right.
one of them will be level 2. And
So
one
the
of them
first
will
one
be
will be a level 1 smite. So just roll 3d8 plus your damage.
All right, so 3d8 will actually be 4d8 plus 4.
No, a level 1 smite's 2d8.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
So kill that one.
So it's gonna be
So 2d8,
2d8.
and then 1d8 for the weapon.
So 3d8 plus 4.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Okay. All right. So 15 plus
19.
4, 19 damage. Okay.
And then the crit. God, I need an abacus. All right.
All right. So this is going to be 8d8 plus 4.
There's 4 of them. Oh
Nope.
my God!
No,
Sorry.
those are wrong ones. All right. So 17
4.
plus. Roll it again. 14. So 31 plus 4 is 35 damage. Okay. All right. So as you stab it once, you turn around and as you pull that blade up, the giant unicorn comes out of it as you slam down onto its mandible. The entire thing drops and blood just goes everywhere. As you pull the sword out, you look down and you see that its left arm is completely detached now from the rest of its body as you pull the blade up. So it has now been disarmed.
Clearly.
Yuck, 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 yuck.
Lighthouse
Looks like
Lopper of
crabs
Winds.
back on the menu, boys.
Right.
All right, and with that, we go to that's Glendon's turn. We go to Volo. Volo is going to he's gonna go. Excuse me, Mr. Crab. You might want to leave now. He's going to suggest that it leaves. So it'll have to make a wisdom saving throw, which it passed.
He's been studying.
Actually, no. I'm sorry. Wrong stat block. It failed. So on its turn, it will be retreating. All right. And with that, we go to Finn.
Do we want it to leave?
It's bleeding. It might attract whatever's in the water.
If this ain't what's in the water, I don't want to know what else is in the water.
Right?
So, is it just dragging the stump for the rest of its arm?
Yeah.
We could try to put it down and then just throw it in the water, see if it
I
attracts.
want to
anything
try to
big.
scurry up its arm on
Go
top
fishing.
of it.
Okay. Give me
What
an
about-
acrobatics check. You're going to try to. So basically, your action is going to be to try to get on top of it.
Actually, are there any shadows anywhere on top of it? From behind an eye stalk or...
Not really.
Point.
You know what? I will say because it has a giant like spikes on its back and with the sun beating down, you only need a small shadow for this to work. So you could bonus action shadow step on top of it.
All right, I want to shadow step on top of it.
Okay.
Then I want to get to about right here.
Okay.
I want to pull out the paints and draw a hole.
Oh my
You're
gosh.
gonna make
This
a
is
Bugs Bunny hole in its shell. All right, you do. That is your turn. Your turn is. He goes up there and he's like pulls out the paintbrush and just makes a
Bob
circle
Rock crab.
on its back. Oh, so now there's a Bugs Bunny hole painted on the back of its shell. All right, as soon as you paint that, you look down and you can see past its chitinous shell into crab meat. All right. Oh, that's great. All right, its turn. It's leaving. So it is. It's no longer stunned. It is going to leave. As it's backing up, Feligar and Glendon will get attacks of opportunity, as will the Echo because of Polearm.
Excellent.
All right.
Is
so
it with advantage?
no, it is not with advantage anymore. But it is no longer stunned.
Damn.
Hard miss. All right, and with that, we're gonna go to Glendon, miss, and
17.
Feligar will also miss. So y'all all swing at it. It's basically taking its one good arm and just kind of like trying to block out of its way. As all of your attacks are kind of like knocking up against its shell, it begins backing up into the
I
water.
use the bless. I use the bless. I don't know if that'll
Yes.
help.
Yes.
Was bless 4 or 6?
It's a D4. Did you just roll a straight 10?
It was 10 plus 7, 17.
Okay, so the 17 won't hit, but the 19 will.
Okay.
So you can stab it.
All right. No smite. It's just
Okay.
Regular.
If
8+4.
All right, so 9. Okay. All right.
oh god,
All right, so it's backing up into the water at this point. Mcgrunden, what do you want to do? It's moving off, but what you can still react.
I want to charge.
Okay.
I want to charge in.
Just mechanically, it will be. Oh, wait a minute. No, you have no problem with it because you can breathe underwater.
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the amulet of Umberly allows you to breathe underwater, so you can basically it's moving backwards. It's fast for the size of it, but you're able to catch up to it without a problem. So you basically run through
That's
the
good.
surf as it's backing up, and you're gonna try to stab it.
Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah, I will charge it, and I will roll both of my attacks.
Okay.
And Mavok will come with me, and I'll unleash Carnation, so I'll get 3 attacks on it.
Okay.
9, 12, and 16. I don't hit.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Actually, roll all of those again because Finn is on top of it. It's technically flanking.
Okay.
I'll give it to you.
Looking from above and below.
Right.
A natty, a
Natty,
24.
The 19 and the 20 will hit.
Okay, excellent. What is it? Yeah, that's 3d10 then. 3d10 plus 6. 23 damage.
What does it look like?
Oh no.
As it's charging in, I start striking at its legs, and it stumbles a little bit and can't quite get its footing. And then Finn just strikes down into the meaty crab meat area and slays it from above.
There you go. All right. So y'all basically tag team this thing. You take out its legs. Finn is stabbing at it. Y'all basically just bring this giant crab down. It is massive. Finn, even you, as you're rolling, you basically have to like hook your sword into its back as it's falling to kind of ride it to the ground. It's so big. So y'all manage to drop this gigantic crab. All of the smaller crabs kind of like dissipate and run away from you at this point, as if they were somehow controlled by the massive crab, and now they're just kind of free, like running away. So y'all have brought down this gargantuan crab. With that, we'll start with Finn. Finn, what do you want to do?
well, I wanted to breathe dragon's breath into the hole because I had that. That's what I was gonna do.
That would have been
It's just kind of
awesome.
drifting there on shore.
I want to get an eye.
It's so big. It's just basically just like sitting in the shoreline at this point.
I want an eye stall.
All right, so you go. You cut an eye stalk out. As you're doing that, Glendon, what are you doing?
I'm gonna say we should probably get this raft and get going post haste because whatever's made that handprint or footprint or whatever it was is gonna come along for a meal, probably. I just think we should go quick. I don't know. Handprint's scaring me. You know what? I'll lay on hands on me to get me back up.
Okay.
That's what I'll do.
All right, and
So,
then Mcgrunden, what are you doing?
I guess get back to the shore and finish off the raft.
If we wanted to, we could probably use some of the crab part for raft. We could just like.
All right, as the raft is.
Oh yeah,
pretty
we
much
do need to
done.
bring pieces back. We do need to bring pieces back for the kobolds at some point. So we'll take some chitin and etc.
Okay, so y'all are working on that. As you're working on that, Feligar has finished the creating the raft. He looks back and Volo has kind of disappeared, and he comes back and he goes, "We need to leave. We need to go now. We need to go right now."
All right, throw the raft into the water.
Whatever made that print, I believe it's coming. You can see the trees shaking in the distance.
Let's go. I'm gonna hook the rope to the raft and haul ass.
Okay, as y'all jump on the raft. You're pulling. Finn is pulling y'all across. Y'all are making it to the island. You look back as you're about halfway into the water as you're leaving. You look back and you see something that you have to kind of double take to look, but you see what looks to be a 75, 80 foot gorilla moving through the tree line down the beach line.
And King Kong.
King Kong, indeed.
Okay, I
You could take him back to the city.
definitely don't want to play Donkey Kong with this one. Let's get going.
All right, so y'all make it to the island itself. Now, where are y'all wanting to
Glad
land
he doesn't.
on the island itself?
I'm glad he doesn't have any barrels handy.
Do we?
I'd like to land right here.
I think there, where we would make our ascent slowly, would probably be the best.
Okay, it's on the right side.
It's a good idea. Yeah.
Okay. All right. As you're swimming, you're pulling. You're not really paying attention to anything other than just pulling. Like you're looking down. The water is dark and murky as you're getting close, so vision is hard for you to kind of see what's below you. You're just pulling. As you pull closer to the island, you kind of look over. You see what looks to be some structures on this right side of the island that you're on, which actually would be the east side of the island. As you're looking over to the east, you do see some structures sitting out there that look like it looks like a small fishing village, and you actually see some people walking around on this village.
Okay. Head that way.
As y'all are swimming and looking, you look over. You see a small child, looks like a human, looking out at the distance and spotting you. And you see him calling out and pointing at you as several others start kind of like moving about the village itself. As you get closer, you can see what they're wearing. Looks very tribal. Looks very almost similar to what you would have seen in Chult, where it's very like animal skins kind of pulled over. As you get closer, you see about a dozen or so humans looking over, and they're all holding like spears and like fishing equipment and stuff, and just kind of looking out as y'all are moving over this way. They seem to be more curious than they don't seem hostile. They just seem more curious.
I remember hearing something about cannibals, and I was like, "Uh-oh, here we go."
Luckily, none of us are human. Except Volo. Poor Volo.
Yeah. Volo. Your thing, Volo. Yeah. About how far away are we from their shore?
You're pretty close. Is there anything y'all want to do? I mean, Finn's pulling y'all extremely fast across the water. Is there anything that y'all want to do before you get to this embankment? What's Mcgrunden doing?
There's not a whole lot on this raft, Yeah. It's not like we can start playing cards or something.
Okay, all right.
Nothing. He'll stand proudly. He and Mavok are both standing on the edge of the raft.
Okay. As you get closer, you see a bunch of men, women, a few children looking out. It looks like there's actually out on the water itself into the ocean. They've created a man-made like flotilla that has a couple of buildings out in it. One larger one smaller one. As you get closer, you see 4 or 5 small huts, like thatch huts, on the side itself, and they seem to be looking at you curiously. And as you're kind of coming up to the beach, you see the child like excitedly waving. You see another female, longer hair, like a dirty, like a brownish blonde hair, looking out, and kind of like waving. And they're talking, but you don't really understand what they're saying. But they're running, and they seem to be grabbing like one of the older gentlemen. It's like an elder is coming out and looking at you as well, and they're just very curious what it is that's going on. So now, Finn, you're pulling up, so you're first out of the water. As you look over and you see probably about a dozen or so of these humans looking out at you, and they're kind of calling out, but you just don't really understand what they're saying.
I'm gonna give them a bow and show my hands.
Okay.
And motion for them to come forward.
You motion. You feel this little like tap on the shoulder as Volo splashes out and is like walking in the surf, and he cast a spell on himself and over the rest of the group, and he goes and you feel this warmth in your ears and your throat. And as he does that, you the voices that you hear in the distance that went from being kind of murmured, you start understanding it, and almost instantaneously, it's almost like pulling your head out of water, and now you can understand what they're saying. And they look and goes, strangers from the mainland, strangers, and they're all talking about, they're just amazed that there are people that have come from the mainland. And the child looks and goes, how did you get past the Guardian? No one gets past the Guardian.
Is the Guardian the ape or the crab?
What's an ape? The giant?
Giant.
Crab?
Giant.
Oh, I don't know. The crab.
Not.
Oh, no.
Is that what they're called?
Yes, Guardian.
That's
And
the
they're all looking like, yes, they're all doing this.
I'm going to look at Volo and say, he might be a god. I'm not going to say we killed it.
Volo's, that's good. And he goes up, what is the Guardian to you? Is he friend? Is he foe? And the older one goes, oh, he is a protector. He protects things from leaving or coming here.
Ah. He must not have been around.
That's quite strange. Our people have never been allowed to leave here because of the Guardian.
Would you like to?
Do y'all want? Do you feel captive, or is it for your protection? Or
I don't know. It's to speak of things is taboo. We would never even speak of such a thing. I am sorry. I am Kiat, and he kind of he's wearing like this headdress. Everything they've got here seems to be made of either from animal or like fish scales, things of that nature. Very you see a lot of them wearing like pieces of coral for jewelry and things of that nature. And he goes, I am Kiat. We've been here for generations. What has brought you here?
A quest. To see my friend to the
He doesn't
summit.
understand the word quest.
A goal.
Gold?
I just kind of point to the top of the.
And they're all looking back, and
Top
as
of the
soon as
mountain.
they see Mcgrunden and Mavok, they all go, oh, what is that? Is that another? And they look back, and they're calling out, and that one of those girls that you saw that had like the longer hair with like the brownish, like dirty blonde hair, she comes watching forward, and she sees the two of you, Mcgrunden and Mavok. She looks and goes, oh, Mavok?
And I nod, and we're both just staring towards the summit still.
It has been many times.
I don't know. I don't know if Mavok can nod. I don't know if I have that kind of control
She
over
looks
him.
over and goes, it's been almost, it's been months since you've been here. You look a little different.
You say months.
Months.
in time here?
Seems time is a bit skewed here. It seems
You look at us.
should have been ages since they've seen Mavok.
No. You'll know your child is safe.
Child.
And you look over, she realizes that this is like, you reaches over, and another older woman comes over, and she goes, oh, Famia, thank you. And they've got this small baby, and you look up, and it looks like some type of dragonborn baby that this woman is caring for.
Still look like me.
It's a dragonborn.
Come on.
I'm gonna ask Barnabas. I'm just gonna hey, you tell us anything about how time works? Maybe here, or is there a disturbance, or do you feel anything?
Let me consult Midas Savarus.
I'll help
Yes.
him.
Time is a strange and funny thing. It doesn't feel that it always moves in a straight line. It kind of dashes here or there. And this place does not feel linear.
Okay.
Seems this place didn't dash at all.
thoughts, guys?
Do we have any kind of like? Does Volo have like a looking glass, or anybody have like a spyglass to see far away? I don't remember if we had that or not.
I don't.
I have a
Actually,
crowbar.
point of order. I don't know if you wrote it down or not, but the very first game you did find one. The very first, the session 0, you found one.
Well, they found one. I wasn't.
Huh?
I wasn't there.
Right.
The McGruffen was the spyglass all along.
Yeah, there was a spyglass in the session 0. I had totally forgotten about it until he said that, but yeah.
All right, so Mcgrunden and Glendon spend a good several minutes going through our supplies and our belongings, trying to find that spyglass.
It's lost down at the bottom. You go, aha! You had it the whole time.
I would like to motion to the elder.
I hand it for Finn. To Finn.
I want to motion to the elder and show him what this is, and make sure that he's not scared of it or anything.
It takes him to understand, and he's like, kind of looks at it and kind of shakes it, and like kind of looks at it. He goes,
and tell him it allows you to see great distance.
Oh, Robin Hood
show like around the island.
Finn, don't let him look back to the shore.
No, I want to show them. I want to show him it's dead. Because if it was keeping them here, now they can leave.
He goes, is that the Guardian? What killed it? Is it dead?
Yes, it is dead.
That's not good. Well, we are trapped here, but so are the Kapru.
Well, who are they?
The what?
The Kapru. Far side of the island, there's a temple. It's forbidden. You do not go there, but it is their temple. The Guardian protects the mainland from the Kapru.
Who are these?
Do you know what they look like?
Oh, I could. It's been many ages, but only one of us ever saw one. But that person's long dead. But we have drawings.
Show us.
Drawings will suffice.
Yes, and he goes and he takes you into this to this chieftain's hut basically, and on like the side of like animal skin is painted on there, and it's very faded, and you're looking at it, and whatever it is, it looks like it has like a salamander tail but human arms. So it's some type of aquatic creature, but it's nothing that you have ever seen before. It also looks like
I've never seen anything like this.
No, not salamander with arms. It just looks odd. Like maybe it's something unique to this place. But it has a salamander tail, and it has arms, and it's also drawn as some type of starburst coming out of its head. And you don't really know what that means.
Huh.
Hello?
Okay.
Anything?
Volo looks and goes, this is something. No, something from the depths. I haven't seen anything like this in our world. Possibly some aberration, or I don't know. Is it a demon?
Can I do knowledge religion?
You may certainly try.
I'll help you. D4?
You definitely can tell that you're not getting a religion vibe from they don't worship them. And as you're looking at this, you're not getting a religious vibe off of this. The temple thing is interesting because it seems that the Kapru is here worshiping something, if they have a temple. Like maybe you're trying to decide, is this what is being worshipped, or is this worshiping something else? You're trying to figure out which one that is. Is this the worshiper or the worshipee? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Can I recall at all from any of my visions what the creatures looked like that were stabbing the woman who fell off the cliff?
They were human.
Okay.
Wait.
Do they look like these guys?
Yes. The clothing looks very identical.
Oh, the clothing does. Oh.
Ask them of the woman.
Oh, yeah, because Mavok's only been gone for a little while.
Ask them.
What of the woman? And I attempt to describe what she looked like and try and gather if they know who I'm
All right,
talking
give me
about.
this. You've had this vision a good bit. Close your eyes. Give me an intelligence check and just see if you can. This deep moment of focus where you're trying to like pull this. It's almost like a lost memory that you're trying to pull out.
You say insight. I'm just kidding. Intelligence?
You're having a hard time with it. You do notice that the clothing in your dream is similar.
I've heard him tell this story, right?
Yeah.
I'm just going to look at the leader and say, tell us of the one you threw from the heights.
The heights. Oh, we only do that for those that fell victim to the Kapru. Who hasn't been done in ages.
What do you mean, fell victim?
Legend speaks of the Kapru. They infect your mind and make you do horrible things. It is said that the only evil that befalls us comes from the Kapru.
So is the thing on the side a Kapru? Or
It seems to be that that's
Like
what they
the-
think this is. Some type of boogeyman.
the singular? This isn't like a group of these things.
He's using it in both singular and plural context.
That's what I was getting
I'm
at.
getting the lottery vibe, Danny.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Man, this is...
Tell us of the last one that was thrown.
Oh, it's when I was a child. There was a death, murder, and one of the younger huntsmen had traveled beyond and hunting and gathering furs and things on the island. Scarce here. He traveled too far, came back with his eyes were rolled over black, and killed one of our elders. And it took half the village to bring this man down, and the only thing we could do was to cast him back into the ocean. So we bound him, and he looks up and goes, he's basically pointing up here, and they basically, it sounds like they bound him and took him up there and then like tossed him off the side of the ravine.
Can you take us there?
We can.
Good. What of the dragonborn child?
Oh,
Where did he come from?
it's a gift from Mavok. You should know that. You look different, but maybe one
Mavok
of-
doesn't speak.
He's talking.
He's
talking to Mcgrunden. He goes, "You look different." He's looking at that one. He
this
comes.
is Mavok. Mavok is here, but Mavok cannot speak.
He looks different. Wings.
Not Mavok, perhaps.
Horns.
Mavok, yeah.
Horns and tail, but no wings. Kin? Are you kin to Mavok?
I suppose you could say that.
Mavok visits
Has
from the
Mavok's
heavens. He flies down and
has his appearance? Okay. Has my echo's appearance changed at all over the course of time, or is it always?
the
look
horns
the
and the
same.
tail seem more pronounced, as does the scales on his back.
Okay. You say Mavok comes down from the sky.
Yes.
What of the child's mother?
Oh, yes. He fancies her. She
Does she still live?
Oh yes, she's here. The lady you met.
Is that the lady from your...
You look and yes, that's her. That's the lady
Holy
in your
smokes.
vision.
Okay. But it hasn't
She's gonna die.
happened yet.
Tell her we need to speak with you in private if
Of course.
we can make that happen.
Is Mavok returning?
Likely not.
Oh.
Not in time.
Well,
But we'll talk. We'll talk.
he said he would come when the season's warmed.
I don't think he'll be here in time.
In time for what?
We should talk
We're talking now.
privately, away from these people. I would think.
And Kiat looks and goes, It's okay. It's okay. You can go and speak to him. She seems very shy. And she takes her little dragonborn baby and hands it to this older lady. And she says, Famia, please, take her. I will return. And she goes and she walks. So it's just the two of you walking off?
No, we'll bring Finn and Glendon. as
Okay.
well.
So y'all walk off.
Volo. We'll bring the whole crew. We'll bring the
Okay,
whole crew.
so y'all basically the entire crew, which is very very odd. So there's all these strangers come in and they basically take one of their maidens away or young mothers off to the side.
Hey,
and
if they're not stopping us,
and they're just kind of looking like very and they're you're not going out of eyesight. They're just kind of like this is odd.
Off to the side, yeah.
Yeah. So is there a problem? Is Mavic okay?
There is. Mavic is fine. It's you that we're worried about.
I'm fine.
Well, for now, you're going to be blamed for a crime, and
How do you know this?
they're going to blame the Kapru.
I haven't gone off. I've been safe. I've been here. The Kapru have not come into our village.
Not yet, and it may not matter.
She kind of gets
Either
nervous.
way, you're going to be blamed. You should be nervous.
Well, but I don't understand. My father.
We
will
need
protect
to
him.
go to the heights. We need to go to the heights. Stay with your father.
Well, we'll
Keep
go
the
in-
child protected.
We'll go in the morning.
Very well.
But I don't understand.
You will.
Is my child safe?
I don't have the answers that you're looking for.
He thinks he can see the future.
Oh. Are you a seer?
Sure.
I look straight at Barnabas.
And Barnabas goes.
I give him a look.
He kind of looks back and he's like, you can tell Barnabas is trying to see what you're getting at.
You're the seer here, Barnabas.
I believe you and I should speak in private.
Okay.
Oh, another private
Me and
discussion.
Barnabas go off a little
Danny, I
further
think
to
me and
the
you
side.
should speak in private.
All right, so the girl
Just
goes back.
Separate into little groups.
The girl, the young lady goes back to the group. Barnabas pulls Mcgrunden aside and goes, "What's this game you're playing? You're playing with fate."
I believe the fate has already been decided, Barnabas.
Oh, but has it?
There are things that I've seen that have already happened.
Oh, you have only seen, if you have, a possible future. There are many possible futures. How do you know that
believe in
taking
your
up
time
there
wizard.
tomorrow does not fulfill your vision?
Tell
I
him
wasn't
the-
planning on taking her. I will tell him of my vision.
I'm sure you probably
And-
said it.
I think so, but
Yeah.
I'll give him the gist, make sure he remembers, and I'll ask him
recall
to
this-
see what he
I
can
recall
see.
this story, and all of this does seem to line up. But if that is the lady in your vision, how do you know that us coming here doesn't cause whatever it is you saw to happen?
I don't know that. We may very well have set this in motion by coming here in the first place.
Oh, that may
But-
be of Severus's bidding the whole time.
I don't like to think that I'm being controlled by your time wizard.
Listen,
Barnabas.
kid,
No
ancient
offense.
kids and ancient religions and no.
All right, so as y'all are having this conversation, what is Finn and Glendon doing?
Oh, we're having a private conversation.
Oh,
Yeah,
what are y'all
they've
having?
gone up to the side.
What's y'all's private conversation?
So
I'm going to ask him if he likes the guide back on the beach. Or no,
He's got one of those little paper
I'm gonna
things.
actually, while they're having that discussion, I'm going to talk to Danny and say, "Do you think I should try to swim to the other side and see what these are?"
that's probably a good idea because I still have no clue. I know they fear it, and I can't tell if it's an entity, multiple. No.
Here's what I
We
need to
just have-
find out.
Mhm.
Are they swimmers? If they're not swimmers, then I can sneak up and see what's going on. But if they're swimmers, they may be in the ocean as well. So let's find out, and if so, I'll sneak off and you cover for me.
Yeah, I'm totally down with that.
Okay.
Bless you too before you go. Or yeah,
Bless you,
not
sir.
bless, but what's it called?
Guidance.
Yeah, guidance. It lasts like 10 minutes, something. Keep it in
So
here.
we want to find out from the people if this is what the guide guy, if the Napru or whatever are aquatic.
Believe they are both aquatic and on land. They seem to go both from legend. I don't know for sure, but it seems that they can go both.
Okay.
I'll mosey back and ask what the structure is on the far shore. They know what it is. 6x6 structure that we were trying to figure out.
There's no structure on the far shore.
Don't know about it.
No.
Okay. Bamboozled. Right.
All right. With that, they say they would like to. Kiat comes to you, and goes, well, we've had a bountiful catch today. And you look over, and they've got like some type of like a rigging set up on the far side where it's like this traps where the fish basically swim in and they drop a gate and they just pick up the fish. So they've got like this giant like mechanism for catching fish. And he goes, we would like to invite you to a feast that we'll have tonight in your honor, and you can hear us the songs of our people.
Sing me
Perhaps
the song of your people.
Perhaps you can trade him a magic net.
You stay away from my net.
I know you've
It's
used
my
it
net.
so often.
I used it earlier I can't use it on a gargantuan crab.
All right, with that, we're going to move forward. So the whole party is here. Y'all are enjoying they've got some type of like this liquor that they make. They found some way to. It looks like they have some type of distillery that they've created. Like they like bury these giant like barrels into the ground, and they pull up the liquor and everything. So it's quite potent. So between that and the fish and they've got other like this. They've got some type of like a seaweed garnish that they've made, which is actually extremely salty. But between that and whatever this concoction is they've made, it goes really well together. You wouldn't like one without the other. You need them both. You know, it's like they kind of offset each other. So between that, you're having this great feast, enjoying the drink. The Kiat is going up and telling you the history of his people and how they've been here, and that ages ago they came from the mainland and they've been here. And this giant guardian has prevented them from leaving, but they've just made a simple life here. And even though they've been here for a long time, you only see about a dozen, 15, maybe 20. There's not a lot of people here for as long as they have supposedly been on this island, which begs the question, why haven't they grown as much as they say?
They have a really good form of population control, I would think.
Yeah. It seems that only
It's called murder.
It's called murder. Oh, that's a 2020 platform. All right, so moving along. All right, so
Moving on.
yeah, so they the young lady that you had met earlier, she gets up and she sings a song of her people, and she has this beautiful voice. It's quite enchanting, and she's just extremely talented. And you see that her little baby is like, kind of crawling around and like grabs a giant fish and kind of eats the whole fish. As you see this little baby dragonborn, it does have a tail. You see the little nubs on its back where you think the wings are going to come out. So it looks very different than your child. In fact,
It's more like half dragon.
it is more like half dragon than an actual dragonborn itself. And the thing is interesting is that dragonborn are actually hatched. This was actually born. So it's different in the sense that, I mean, this human carried this half dragon, which is very curious. And as she sings the song, she sings of Mavic coming down and taking human form. And as she sings more about this, you realize that Mavic may actually be a dragon. Which is very interesting. Some of y'all kind of putting together from the song and the story that Mavic takes on some type of half dragon form when he walks. You just kind of put together the verses about how he comes down and shakes the mountainside, and then he walks softly across the shore, and you're putting all this together. You're like, okay, he obviously changes, and at least is what the song says.
What color is Mavic?
Bronze.
Mm.
So, and with that,
Right.
anything else we want to do while we're at the feast?
I'm just going to divine sense, burn my last one, detect good, evil.
You-
60 feet radius.
You are definitely sense
Define evil.
you sense a great evil closer now than you were on the other shore, but not immediately close to you. Nothing immediately close to you seems to be a threat.
Gotcha.
All right, so let's go. We're going to go down the line of what we're going to do. So, Glendon, we'll start with you. What are you doing during? Is there anything else that you want to do at the feast itself? They're all enjoying Feligar. Feligar is really enjoying the drink of the people and telling them all about Myliki and how they should sign up for the Church of Myliki, and he wants to put like a monastery here to Myliki. So he's trying to convert.
Myliki wants you.
What have you done for Myliki? Yeah, so he's converting the
right.
locals. And with that, what are you doing, Glendon?
So basically, what they said earlier is they sacrifice people who have been touched by
The Kapru.
the
Kapru.
Kapru. Okay.
Kapru.
Can they expound on that a little bit? Like,
What exactly are you
the
asking?
Kapru
You
come
can-
and like. I'll ask the village elder.
Kiat. Yes, Kiat is. Oh, it's all evil
Kiosk,
comes
yes.
from the Kapru. So when we see evil in our sight, we stamp it out.
I see. So they take it, whatever. They don't. It's not a physical thing. It can actually be. I got you. Metaphorical evil.
Maybe.
When they see something they deem evil, they take them and throw them off.
You sense a little bit of a Salem witch trial thing here, possibly.
Gotcha. Okay. About how often do you have to do to purge?
He says he
evil
hasn't
from
had to do it since he was a child.
Oh, well, good. You have a good people then. Right. I guess that's about
Tell
it.
if is he telling the truth when he says he hasn't done it since he was a child?
Insight check.
Ooh, okay.
I'll incite the hell out of that one. 24.
That is truthful.
Hmm.
He seems truthful.
I must not have rolled high enough.
Because it must be a lie. It just feels like a lie. You lie.
DC was 45. Yeah. All right. I'm going to hold off on the drink. I'm going to be a teetotaler
Teetotaler.
and hold off on the drink.
Okay.
Demon liquor.
I have a theory. Mcgrunden.
Yes. What is your theory?
What if that? Okay, so we know that time is weird here, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if the thing that you saw diving after her is diving after it because it's his mother, not because of.
Interesting.
And what if that thing is your father?
You're thinking
Yeah,
they
what
threw
if
the
the
baby.
echo is this
No,
child's?
I'm saying the echo is
child?
this child, possibly,
Right.
and it is your father.
Could be.
Just an idea.
I don't think it's my father. Did I know my father, Trevor? Yeah, I knew my father. My father wasn't.
So
my
It was a
father.
halfling. Spitting image.
My father was a handsome lad. No, my father was also dragonborn. He didn't have the tail or horns that you see on this. I think the relation comes through the magic of the amulet and the magic of this island is the connection to me. But I think you're absolutely right about this child being my echo and being tied to the amulet.
So it may not be any relation to you, but it could be diving after its mother.
Could be. Yeah, absolutely.
What is the child? Let's find out what the child's name is.
Okay.
Let's find out what the child's name is.
What child is this?
And he goes, oh, I named him after his father, Mavok.
You see?
Well, that makes everything crystal clear.
Although we don't know what my echo's name is, technically. People
Well,
just
that
keep
would make
assuming that
sense
he's
where-
Mavok.
That makes sense where somebody else says this is Mavok, where they're saying another thing that looks different as Mavok.
That's
I think all four of
that's
them
true
are Mavok.
too. I'm Mavok.
Different
No,
stages.
I'm Mavok.
What if they're all four Mavok at different stages?
I think that could be true because the statue we found near the Rakasta village was like the spitting image of my echo, and they called that Mavok. So it just might be Mavok at different times, as Danny said. Part of the question is, do we go to the summit or do we go to the temple?
I think we got to go to the summit just to see.
I think I'm going to wait till
Oh.
the evening and scope out the temple.
All right.
Rambo
The
style.
temple's on the other side, but it's near the ground, and that's where the Kapru are.
I
How
just
far
want
is the
to,
temple?
before this
Can-
campaign's over, I'm swimming up on something, slowly coming out of the water, and then going back
Can he
in
do
and
some
I'm
sneaky
leaving.
swimming
There you go.
tonight?
Sneaky.
How-
The sneakiest of swimming.
Okay.
I'm very sneaky, sir.
Oh, I'll do this. I'm going to telepathically talk to my unicorn. It can talk back, and I'm going to be like, "Are you there?" Nothing in silence. Okay, so you are there. I will say, if you can, tell the guy that we have made.
Dude, your microphone completely squashed that. It didn't make any noise when you did
It
that.
didn't. Okay. Sorry. All
The noise gate. It might
we
have
thought
been
we
the
should
noise
go on.
gate. I don't know.
I was like, I don't know what that is.
right.
I
Okay.
thought that since we were on this island, it might have made time weird, and the unicorn might not have responded.
It's stamping.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna ask it. The unicorn, is everything okay with you guys?
It seems okay.
Okay. All right. Well, we made it safe. We're in. I feel like I'm on drugs because I don't
He's
understand
checking
anything.
in with the unicorn.
Hi, Mom. We're on the
Like it's
island.
his mother. Yeah.
Yeah.
We made it safe.
All right.
Thanks for
So
didn't want you to worry.
here's where we are. All right. So here's where we are. So
Sorry, Danny.
let's go ahead and get to a point here. All right. So as evening is coming to an end with the festivities, we have a request from the rogue monk of the group that you want to actually go out and sneak out. And the temple
You
is
go
on the
sneaky swimming.
far side of the island. So you actually want to go swim around and find this temple. Is that what you're wanting to do?
Yep.
Okay.
At
All right.
least
So
go scouting.
we're gonna do this super quick. So you're gonna go swimming around. On the far side of the island, you see this gigantic temple. Like it's a
You come up on the water, all sneaky like.
Yep. That's
Okay.
what he was going to do.
So this is you see this from the water. You see this giant temple. Okay, you swim around because you notice that the temple on the far side is actually on the water side itself. Like it actually is on an embankment. You swim all the way over to the night, very quietly, very stealthily, and you look around and you see like a dock. And then you see what looks to be like a landing, and then this giant staircase going up to this giant temple. You do look around and you see several humanoids walking around the outside of it, but they all look human from your distance. In fact, they look like villagers. Not
They
any
look a
of
lot.
the. They don't look like the same villagers, but they look like they're wearing the same garb. And you see probably 8 to 10 of them.
Kill him.
I want to keep watching to see if I see like friendly interactions, children, anything.
No, these are all men.
Okay. Interesting.
You don't see families. You don't see women. You don't see children. They all look like warriors.
Do I see how they would enter? Do I see how you would enter into this area? Like, is there a path through the mountains? Is there?
There is you saw that you could have come through the wood if you'd have basically come. There's a way that you could have cut through and kind of jumped from one island. It's almost like there's two islands that are connected, and there's like a little gateway that you could have basically like kind of jumped over and gotten to the other one. So there is a path through the wood that you've gotten to, but you see like they've got like small like canoes, and they've got like there's actually some type of structure here along. There's like a dock. You see a couple of canoes. You see 8 to 10 of these people walking about, but they're not talking. They're communicating, but you don't see them talking. Like they're just kind of able to communicate without, you don't hear them talking at all.
Interesting.
But I'm assuming you're keeping a pretty far distance. You're just kind of
Yeah.
Get in there.
It's nighttime, right?
yeah.
I'm going to try to sneakily step through the darkness through different unoccupied areas to see if I can find more information about what's going on here.
Okay, so you get closer. You're in the shadows, basically. You see them walking about, and you see, as you look around, you see several of these guys walking about, and you see that they're carrying things from the boat in. Like, it's hard to tell what they're carrying in. They've got these big bundles and packages and stuff that they're carrying into the temples itself. But it's whatever they're carrying in has an odd smell. Not foul, just odd.
So they're carrying stuff out of a canoe in
In-
waves
into the
going back and
temple.
forth. All right. I'm going to wait till they're carrying away from the canoe and shadow step back over towards the canoe in the water and see if I can check it out while they're not there.
Okay, not a problem. So you're able to kind of like teleport over. As you look over, you pull up, and you see another one of these crates. You open it up, and you see a lot of the things that Glendon is always out picking. A lot of like herbs, spices, and things like that. Like herbalism. It's a lot of like chopped up plants in jars and things that they're carrying in there.
Is it in boxes or jars or like sealable?
Yeah, boxes.
Hmm.
I mean, you could. There's some of it's in.
I'm going to
pouches.
try to
You
take a box and drift out into the water and like swim out real far
Okay.
and take it back.
All right,
To
so
Danny.
you take one of those boxes, totally fine. You're able to pilfer one of those boxes and get all the way back to shore. Okay, so you get, because the thought process I'm guessing is Glendon can figure out what this is. So you take all of this back over there. Now you get back. Is there, as he's doing all of this, are y'all going to sleep for the night? Y'all doing y'all's rest? Okay.
Well, I'm definitely waiting
I'm
for
going
him,
to
and I'm going to let Mcgrunden in on what he's doing.
Gotcha. All right. So
Oh,
he
excellent.
gets back.
Wake me up.
He gets back. Y'all, you get this crate back, and as y'all are getting in the darkness, you kind of go through it, and a lot of these herbs and things that you recognize as nightshade and different types of spider silk, which is interesting, of what that could be. But yeah, it's a lot of spider silk and then nightshade, which is very interesting. There's poisons.
Glendon.
A lot of
Yeah, what
poisons
kind of
you
thing can you make out of nightshade?
Poisons. A lot of poisons. Hallucinogens. There's also some
Drugs.
mushrooms in there as well.
They're on that wacky tobacco.
Yeah, I know.
All right, and with that,
Well,
y'all, you take all that. It's tired. You want to get your long rest in. You want to get some sleep. So you've got this. Y'all are tired, and you go to sleep. And when everyone awakes the next morning, you look around, and all of the buildings that y'all were sleeping around and next to are gone, and all the people are gone. And you're looking around, and where those buildings were, you can see an outline of basically where they were maybe ages ago.
Hmm.
And with that, we'll pick up next week for episode 12 of Isle of Dread. So with that, we will pick up next week.